Alex from Liberate IT. Today we're going to talk a bit about the Office firewall. So this has changed a bit with remote working and since lots of things have gone to the cloud now. Traditionally, you would have a very robust Office firewall to protect your office. So that would protect all the data inside your office on servers and all your workers in the office. But then remote working came along and not everyone's working from within the office. Not everyone is working within the boundary of this firewall anymore. Same with your data. Your files have probably gone to the cloud, your emails have gone to the cloud now using Microsoft 365 or Google Suite. So it's a strange one, but you no longer need as good a firewall. You don't need all that protection on site because your data is not on site and your employees might not be on site. So these days we look more for reliability and stability in a firewall. Performance as well. So traditionally it didn't really matter about the performance of your firewall too much because internet speeds were quite slow. These days internet speeds are gigabit, even more. And for example, this Draytech, which is the latest model from them, the throughput on this, which is a measure of performance and speed that can go through your firewall, the throughput on this is about 950 megabits. So that can be slower than your internet connection. So this can become the bottleneck rather than your internet connection. So we look at performance, we look at reliability and stability. So typical vendors of firewalls these days, a lot of small businesses have a little Draytech box in their office, in the corner of their office. That's a very common one for smaller end of the market. Then you move up to Dell SonicWall, Cisco, WatchGuard. There's a few others, but those are the common ones. Again, in terms of features, they'll all do everything you need it to. It's just a case of whether maybe you do have everybody working on site and you do have files on site still in the server, so you do want a decent, robust firewall with antivirus and filtering built into it. Most companies working from home and things like that, you don't need as big a firewall. You don't want to invest that money on the firewall in your office because there's nothing behind it. You'd rather spend a bit more money on the endpoint protection, on the antivirus and the remote management that you have of devices out in the field. Features you want to look out for on a router for a typical small business. You want to make sure you've got gigabit Ethernet ports on it for a start. Gigabit's pretty much the standard. You still see 100 speed switches and routers out there. You want to avoid those. Get the full network performance. Again, throughput, something to look for. You might have to dig through the spec or ask an expert for that. But yeah, you want to make sure you've got enough throughput to cover the speed of your internet in your area. Like I say, Wi-Fi, we don't tend to use the Wi-Fi built into the router. We tend to use the Unify Wi-Fi system. It's a lot easier to centrally manage, especially if you've got more than one office that's linked together. And you can get notified about potential threats and things through that kind of Wi-Fi solution. Whereas this is a bit more of a home Wi-Fi solution you see on the Draytech. You want some basic firewall features. You might want to remotely access the firewall, so if anything goes wrong, your IT support can dial straight in. You may also dial into the office if you've still got some files or Sage or something like that on site still, on a server, on a PC. So for dial-ins, you typically use a VPN. SSL VPN is a common one these days. That's quite secure and it's very good in terms of compatibility. So we have some solicitors, some people who work out of police stations and secure Wi-Fi environments. SSL VPN will typically work well in that area, whereas the other VPNs may be blocked by them. We sometimes use a Draytech SSL VPN client, but the built-in Windows VPN client works a little bit better in our opinion. But it's what the client needs. It's suited to their use, whatever works best for them. Yeah, that's about it. You really don't need any advanced features these days on your firewall on site because your files are in the cloud, your emails are in the cloud, and your workers are probably at home. So just get a firewall that is robust, reliable, and just has maybe a dial-in feature if you need that. My name's Alex, I'm from Liberate IT. If you want to know more information about firewalls, routers, or which is best suited for your business, get in touch with us at info@liberateIT.co.uk.